part 1, Come Together by the Beatles from Abbey Road. And this is all on www.webpianoteacher.com. You can find all the parts of the songs. You can also contact me by sending me an email to easypianolessons@yahoo.com. That's easypianolessons@yahoo.com if you want to see about getting this on DVD or you know, anything. So let's start with the left hand here. And if you have a keyboard, it sounds really good to use a bass part or use a bass sound on the low part, a bass guitar, and then on the right hand just use some kind of electric piano. Or if you don't have that, just use an electric piano sound. It sounds really good. But I'm going to have a piano sound here on mine so that everybody can hear what that would sound like if you just have a piano. So we're going to do this bass part on the left hand. We have a low D way down here. Here's middle C. So here's the D we want all the way down here. We're going to play it 2 times, D, D, and then we're going to go up to G and A. So D, D, G, A, and then up to an F. Alright, I have a little curved line there because that kind of goes together. Ba-da-bum, D, D, ba-da-bum. And I have a little dash because you hold that F for a little bit, then you go to the D and hold that for a little bit. So this D is this one right here. So the whole little riff here is... I have here 4 times, 4x, because I'm going to do this box 4 times. Now on the right hand, you can barely hear the guitar doing this. Da-da-da. So what that is a G below middle C, and then up to an A, and then up to a C. Now, keep that A held down, and let the A and the C ring together. Ba-da-da. See how I do that? And you're going to play the 2 G A's together in the right and left hand, and the C and the F together. So play the right hand really soft. Okay, so we want that left hand to stick out. We don't want to hear ba-ba-bum because that's not a real prominent part. Just barely, just a little flavor. 4 times for that box. Then we move on and we see the left hand's doing the same thing almost. It's a little different. We go da 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 da, and then 2 D's. So 2 D's instead of just 1. D D. Ba 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 ba. Then we do it here as well. Okay. Now on the right hand we have this little. Now I'm writing the melody line in here instead of just writing the instrumental parts. And sometimes we need to do little different things on piano to make it sound right. So this is a harmony part I added with it, which I think sounds pretty cool. So that's where this comes from. Instead of just writing the single F on top, I have fourths. So I have F above middle C with a middle C. Have it again, again, again. I'm going to go down to D and A together. Then down a little more to middle C and G together. Back up to A and D. And that's the part that, here come old flat top, he come. Okay, so. Alright, and if we line up hands together here on this box, we have D, then together here, and then together, together, and then just left, and then right, and together, together, and then just right hand. So slowly for this box we have. One more time. Okay, the rhythm's a little tough on that. Now here we have some more C's and F's and A and D, C and G, D and A. We had this before right here in this box, so I'm not going to go over the notes. Left hand's the same as well. Putting it together, it's left, and then together, left, and then both hands, and then both, and just right, and then together here, together, and then just right at the end. Okay, this is the part that's grooving up slowly, bum, bum. Okay, so left, slowly on this box. Again. So both these boxes together we have. Now when you get to this part you can play the right hand louder and left hand not so much, because you want that melody to come out. Not too much pedal either. Okay? Now, what I did on this part, I put box 3 minus the second FC, or this is box 3 minus the second FC, and then box 3 substitute D and A for the third F and C on the right hand. All I'm doing is the melody is a little bit different there. He sings a little bit rhythm because, you know, if you have more or less words, you'll sing, you know, more or less notes. So that's I'm compensating for that by writing this for you. So let me explain that. It says box 3 minus the second F, C. So here's box 3. So we're going to play it minus the second F, C, and then we get. Okay, that's the Juju eyeballs or something. Let's see, hold on. Minus the second F, C. Okay, so I just left the second one out. Okay, so if I just took it out, then we'd have that. So that's what we need to do for this part here. Now, the box 3 says substitute DA for the third FC. Okay, so this was the third one, so we're going to change that to D and A. Okay, because the words are different. That's what we're doing here, is we're compensating for that. And it's still minus the second FC that I already erased. So this is what you do for this box here. Okay, for this part, you do what I'm about to show you. You have. Okay. That's where he sings Holy Roller part. Okay. So these two boxes together would sound like this. If you don't want to mess with all that, just play it the same way every time and don't do the, you know, the changes that I made there. But I'm just trying to compensate for the different words. And then, and I'm not going to go through every verse and do every little single syllable because that would be pointless. So let's go ahead to this part. What I did here, the bass part is still doing a little boom, 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 boom on an A, but this is more prominent, the guitar part. We can't play every part, okay? We have to leave some things out sometimes. Since we're playing the melody in the right hand, and we have to choose between the bass line or doing what the guitar part's doing, and I think the guitar is prominent there, so let's change to this little boogie-woogie thing. We have A and E there 2 times. Now change the top note to an F sharp 2 times, back and forth. Okay, and then you can see that. Now actually this should be an E all the way here. So let's keep the E on the top.
Hey, Dad.
All the way.
Hey, Dad. Hey.
Whoops, sorry about that. Alright, so right there at the end, let's keep the E on the top. Alright. Ow, that hurt. I banged my elbow against the camera stand. So E, 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 E. Alright, then we're going to have G and D together. Right there, so we have ba, 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 ba. Okay, now the right hand's going to have an A and an E together. And then another A and E again, and then just a single D, and then back to the E and A. Okay, so we have. And you can see where they go together. The right hand goes here, 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 and the left hand is just steady, so you can just read the notes there. So that D goes right there with that. And then here we have. Do here is he's just singing an F still, but since we're just on keyboard and we can't do the inflections of the voice, I like to thicken it up a little bit. So we'll have 4, see the number 4, 4 Fs, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's add a D and do that 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then right here I have F and C sharp together, and then flip that C sharp to a D. And And I have 4 times on that as well. But why don't we do it on the first time, we'll flip it. And then the second and the third time, just do the F and D together. Second time, third time. And the fourth time, you can flip it again. And then if you want to roll the D and F, that's kind of neat. Okay, so for this part, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can flip it every time. I think that may be a little too much, but and I kind of start out softer and get louder there. So I have. Back to this, okay? Now then we go through the verse again, and you know, these will, how many times you do the right hand on all this will depend on, you know, which verse you're doing, but basically the same thing. So if you just played the same thing over and over, that would be fine for the verse parts. Now when we have the come together part, come together. All right, let's look at that. We have B, F sharp, and B in the left hand, right here, below middle C. We have it 2 times. Then I just have 4 dashes going down, because you're going to play that same thing 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a total of 6 times. Then we're going to move to the left to A, E, A 2 times. And then we're going to go down to G, D, G 2 times. And then 3 more times. So actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times for the G, D, G. And then back up to A, E, A. So we have bum, bum, 1, 2, 3, 4, da, dum, 1, 2, dum, dum, bum. Let me see if that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, 1 too many. Okay, take that off. Total of 4 times. Sorry about that. So no, don't do it that time. So we have bum, 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 bum. All right. Right hand has D, D. And then play that D again and add an A on top. Hold it over. Then we have F sharp and D together. F sharp and D again. And then B and E together. Then to D. And then the single B. So ba ba bum right there. Ba ba bum. Then over me. B, D, D. So both hands together we have. And then while you're holding that, come in with the left hand. Then together here. Then left hand 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Together. Left, and together, right hand comes in between, together, left, 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 over me, one more time, come together, over me, alright, and then we, so, you know, I've shown you verse, and the little, I guess, chorus part, main hook of the song right here in black. Now, when we get to the, little part where the solo for the guitar is just about to come up, we have this little right hand. Not too much left hand here, but the guitar is going D and A together, and then change the top to a B, and then another B, and then back to A. Just like this, except we have different notes. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, now the right hand is F and C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Yeah. And then D and A, then down to G and C, then back up to A and D. And we have bum, 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 bum. Now putting hands together, we have left, then together, then right, together, right, together, right, and then together, 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 together. And we get 4 times. So do the purple part 4 times, okay? Not too loud on the left hand here because it'll overpower the right hand and won't sound good. And then you'll be ready for part 2.